All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Jayden Daniels, you are officially a Washington Commander. Folks, this entire franchise just changed completely. You just selected last year's Heisman winner, Jayden Daniels, out of LSU. 40 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 3,800 passing yards in college football, might I add, in 12 games played. 3,800 yards in 12 games, folks. Completion percentage 72.2, a quarterback rating of 208. Yes, that stat exists. Unbelievable. This is what we've been talking about all offseason. I am so glad they decided to go with Jayden Daniels over Drake May. I'm sure Drake May is going to be a perfectly fine quarterback wherever he lands up. But guys, Jayden Daniels is the real deal. He is the real truth. And Caleb Williams obviously going number 1 overall to the Chicago Bears. I wouldn't be surprised if Jayden Daniels was the best quarterback out of this year's draft class this upcoming season. We've been talking about it all off season. What the Washington Commanders are doing is very reminiscent, in my opinion, of the Houston Texans of last season. So Washington last year, obviously, bottom of the barrel team in the NFL, as they have the second pick overall. You go out there, you pick up Dan Quinn. First off, Adam Peters has done such a good job ever since he became the GM of the Washington Commanders. But you go out there, you hire Dan Quinn, a proven veteran, a proven leader, just a guy's guy, a true man, somebody that these players can respect, somebody these players can learn from, they look up to. Dan Quinn, phenomenal head coach. But folks, before we get any further into this video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. We've been posting Commanders videos all off season, so thank you guys for all the support. If we could try and get this video to 1,000 likes for Jayden Daniels going to the Commanders, that would mean the world to me. Folks, seriously, your entire franchise just changed right here, right now. I get it. You still have some holes. You still have some flaws. You got a bunch of draft picks that you'll deal with this at later dates. You need some offensive tackles. You need some cornerbacks. You need a couple of more pieces. You need another wide receiver. You need a tight end, whatever. I don't care. Jayden Daniels changes the trajectory of this franchise immediately. Literally immediately. Nick Allegretti, Dorrance Armstrong, Tyler Biadasz, Jeremy Chin, Austin Eckler, Dante Fowler, Frankie Louvu, Bobby Wagner. This is last year's Houston Texans if Jayden Daniels can play the way we believe he can. Houston, 1 year ago, 3-win team, right? They hire a brand new head coach, the defensive coordinator of the San Francisco 49ers, and DeMeco Ryans. They draft CJ Stroud, they draft Will Anderson Jr., and they make a bunch of these free agent acquisitions. They also have a good draft. And, while that technically remains to be seen because it's the second pick of this year's draft, like we're literally 2 picks in at the time of this recording. If you have a good draft and some of these free agents hit, folks, you're set. If Jayden Daniels is that dude, you are absolutely set. You win because of quarterbacks in today's day and age. And, Jayden Daniels is one of those players like, I'm not a huge college football watcher, especially early on in their season. Jayden Daniels is one of those players, and I'm not a scout, I'm not an analyst or anything like that, but Jayden Daniels is just one of those fun, exciting players that every football lover, whether it's intermediate, whether it's beginner, whether it's expert, you like watching Jayden Daniels play. And I get it. You need weapons. You need an offensive line. And that's why you went out there and you picked up Nick Allegretti at the guard spot and you picked up Tyler Biadasz at the center position. You still have Scary Terry. I'm still hopeful, very hopeful, actually, for Jahan Dotson, former first-round pick. Zach Ertz was brought in. Austin Eckler was brought in. You still have Ryan Robinson Jr. You're going to change the whole game here, guys. This is last year's Heisman winner. And it's funny to me because one of the big knocks on Jayden Daniels is like, his tenure at Arizona State wasn't good, right? In his last season, 10 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. However, in 2019, so by the way, real quick, he played 5 years of college football. In his first year, he played 12 games, 17 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He got injured in 2020. In his final year at Arizona State, 10 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. So he decides to transfer to LSU, where he puts up in Brian Kelly's first year, 17 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and gets LSU back on track. Well, last year was when we saw everything change completely. Like literally, guys, 40 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. But here's the crazy part. We're not talking about no disrespect to like a team like Tulane or whatever. We're talking SEC football. Jayden Daniels, LSU. Yeah, you play teams like Alabama, you play teams like Georgia, you play these really good NFL caliber teams. You get what I'm saying. I get it. They're not going to beat an NFL team, but you guys get the sentiment of what I'm going with here. 40 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, Heisman, 208 rating, 72.2 completion percentage, 3,800 passing yards. Like, it's going to translate into the NFL. And that's where we see a move like Cliff Kingsbury, your offensive coordinator, being everything. Folks, where you land 100% matters. And it was kind of funny actually seeing all the rumblings and all the rumors. Oh, Jayden Daniels doesn't want to play for the Washington Commanders. I'm sitting here, I'm thinking to myself, why would I not want to play? Adam Peters is my GM. I truly trust and believe in him. Why would I not want to play under Dan Quinn and Cliff Kingsbury? Washington, D.C., the Washington, D.C. area, my dad used to live in Alexandria. It's a phenomenal town. I get it. It's not crazy sports, but like, why would you not want to play in Washington? Why would you pull an Eli Manning and be like, yeah, no, I'm all set there? You've got a clear wide receiver one in Terry McLaurin, and then you've got an enticing rookie in Jahan Dotson. And once again, we're 2 picks into the NFL draft. Like, they're going to be making some offensive moves, whether it's an early wide receiver, whether it's an early tight end. Jayden Daniels is going to have plenty of receiving options. And once again, Austin Eckler, Bobby Wagner on the defensive side, like, they're making really good veteran moves that's going to help bring Jayden Daniels comfortability into the NFL right away. And seriously, I can't underestimate Cliff Kingsbury and what he provides this team. I get it. He was the former head coach for the Arizona Cardinals. It ended poorly, but keep in mind, it began very strong. You brought Kyler Murray into the freaking playoffs. You went back to college. You played at you went to USC. Cliff Kingsbury also, by the way, while we're on the topic, was a phenomenal college quarterback. Like, that's a dude, once again, just like Dan Quinn, that you respect, that you learn from. The coaching staff is in place. The management is in place. Now your quarterback is set, and now it's time to continue to fill out your roster just like you did literally immediately in free agency, folks. Jayden Daniels to the Washington Commanders is an absolute game changer. Outside of Caleb Williams, this is probably going to be my favorite draft pick in the entire draft. I'm telling you, man, I watched him play all the freaking time. Jayden Daniels is the truth. So Commanders fans, run this video up, run the comment section up. Let me know your thoughts on Jayden Daniels to the Commanders. As always, hit that like button, hit that sub button for more. If you guys want more Commanders videos, well, you've come to the right place because we're going to be covering them like we have throughout the draft in the offseason. So stay tuned, but let me know your thoughts on this pick down below.